What up, YouTube? It's your boy Connor Foley here, and I'm back with just Dylan this time.
What's up, guys?
He's in the front for the first time ever since we've been doing this. We're actually not going directly to the movies. We're going to eat first, but we're off on our way to see Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald, which is, you said, one of your more anticipated movies of the year, man?
Yeah. I'm pretty excited about it. I saw the first one in theaters, liked it. Big fan of all the Harry Potter movies, so pretty hyped for this one, and we get to see more Johnny Depp, which is good.
Which should be good.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to ask, you read the Harry Potter books too, right?
Yes.
How do you think they do compared to the movies? I know that doesn't really relate with these ones, but you know, in your mind, how have they compared? Really
well, honestly.
Yeah.
With some of the later books, they were a little too long to fit everything in the movie, but I feel like the stuff they did cut out wasn't super significant enough where it ruined the movie for me.
Yeah.
I feel like the interpretation of the characters, all of that's really good.
Yeah.
And yeah, with this franchise kind of reminds me of The Hobbit, because
a little bit.
What they're doing is there is some source material for these movies, but it's more so
they have to use creative license a little bit more here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the good thing is they bring in characters from the other franchise, like Dumbledore and some of the other wizards, so it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I like that. What I want to see in this one that I'm hoping to see, because what the trailers have kind of showed me from what I've seen, and I think they want this one to tie in a lot more with the Harry Potter universe. I mean, we've seen stuff. It looks like Grindelwald has the Elder Wand or something like that. You know, they've obviously, like you mentioned, Dumbledore's in this one. You know, so we'll see more about the past. I think they're gonna hit more at the Horcruxes. That's what I'd really like to see. You know, I want this to really tie everything in a little bit more.
Yeah, and I know another thing too that you mentioned that is Voldemort's snake, Nagini, I believe. She's also in this movie. And we get to see more of her backstory, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I heard something I don't know I don't know if it's a snake or if it's a person who becomes a snake or whatever it is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm a little weary towards that. I mean, if they do it right, I'm all for it. But you know, they need to do it right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah. It's cool. I mean, obviously this franchise was kind of a cash-in because they knew all the fans of Harry Potter were gonna go see it.
You know,
just like the Hobbit movies, they knew people were gonna go see that. So I feel like with the Hobbit, there was some success, there was some failure. With these ones, hopefully, from what I've heard, this one's good. So I'm hoping it lives up to the hype.
Yeah.
And hopefully, like you said, by the third movie, we've gotten a ton of more backstory to the Harry Potter universe and some of the things we see. Because that's the thing I feel like with the Hobbit movies, it didn't add a lot to the Lord of the Rings, I feel like.
Maybe not necessarily.
Not as much.
I think maybe what the, cause that's it. I mean, I know you like the Hobbit movies. I like the Hobbit movies too. I think ultimately why they didn't maybe tie in as much with the Lord of the Rings is because the Lord of the Rings is maybe meant to be more of Frodo's story, while the Hobbit's more of, Bilbo's story.
Exactly.
So it's meant to be two different things entirely, and they just want to add in a little bit more here and there to tie it in.
Yeah.
That could be a little bit what they've been doing with these Fantastic Beasts movies. I mean, obviously, I guess you could say Newt Scamander is, the title character, if you want to call him that, of these, where, Harry Potter is obviously the title character of his movies.
Right.
So, it's gonna be different, with their storylines, with, what the characters go through and things like that. But obviously them being part of the same universe, it's we still gotta make them all tie in, so, it makes sense. You know what I mean?
Another thing I like too with this Fantastic Beasts franchise is we get to see more mythical creatures. In the Harry Potter saga, we really didn't see many. The Hippogriff was one of the more popular ones.
Yeah, you see a few
dragons, but not as much as you would think for a magical universe.
Yeah.
So I do like that the Beasts movie, and the Beasts are really cool, and I feel like the special effects are going to be top notch in this movie as well.
Yeah. One of the areas, I agree with you about seeing more of the mythical beasts. I think that definitely adds more of the magic element to the wizarding world. But I think for me, I'm just obviously the first one, the beasts had, more of a role, if you want to say that. Because I mean, it was they were basically I don't know, it was the focus of the plot, if you want to say it that. In this one, I don't think they're going to be as much. I mean, Grindelwald's obviously going to be probably the focus of this one.
Yeah.
So that's just my only fear. It's called Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. How much of a role are the beasts going to play? It's are you just putting it in there because you're just going to officially make that the title? I mean, if not, my fear is if nothing else, you could have just called the movie The Crimes of Grindelwald, and people would have still gone to see it or something like that. That's my one fear. I mean, I've seen the trailer. I've obviously seen, beasts in it. The question is, I I want them to have like, you know, some kind of big role in this.
Right.
I want them to matter like they did in the last one. You know what I mean?
I agree. But I do like, on the flip side of that, I do like that they're taking the plot more so besides just looking at the beast, they're looking at the individual characters as well. So I do like that, and I feel like this movie and maybe the next one will have a better balance of like real characters and the beast.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be ideal to have like sort of like a sort of be more of like 50-50 instead of like the first movie was like mostly the beast, and then the people complained that there wasn't much character development.
Yeah, exactly. So you're hoping like, you know, where the first one had its flaws, this one will like build upon that and like, you know, improve upon like maybe what faltered the other movie.
Yeah,
I could see that. Question on one is like, how many movies do you think this can go for? I mean, it's probably not going to go for 8 like Harry Potter did.
I think.
Do you think it's just going to be a trilogy? Like, I mean, I know you feel like there's going to be a third one after this, because Grant, this is probably going to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Depending however people perceive it or whatever, but it's going to make a lot of money, and that's all Hollywood cares about. Do you think it's going to be a trilogy, and they'll just maybe stop from there or whatever? It's like.
So I think what they'll do, I think this will be a trilogy, but I do believe there is more to be explored in the Harry Potter universe. And I do think there could be other standalone films that could come out after this one.
You know what would be interesting if this would, like, in a way, kind of become a little bit like Star Wars did. Like, you know, you have the Harry Potter franchise, that's the core. You know, the Stars has its original trilogy, which is its core. Then, you know, you have prequels. This is the prequel to Harry Potter.
Exactly.
And then maybe, like, you know, after that, you could do something with, like, Harry's kid or whatever it is. Or, like, you know, just in their stories at Hogwarts or whatever, you know?
I would like to see that.
I would like to see that too, because I mean, obviously, like, you know, this being like the world that it is, there's so much you can do with it. I mean, you know, because I do appreciate, like, you know, with this, like, you know, what they've explored upon, you know, and how they've, you know, incorporated these, you know, animals into it a little bit more. Yeah. I think that's been working for it. I mean, I'd like to see just, you know, what the future would hold, like, you know, since Voldemort, if anything is there, you know, since the end of Deathly Hallows.
Yeah, I would like that as well.
Because, you know, and also, like, you know, you allude how this one, like, has a little bit of lore going for it or whatever.
Yeah.
I believe, what was it, like Harry Potter and the Cursed Child or something like that?
Yeah.
I think that takes place after Harry Potter,
yes, right? It does, yeah. And that was like, I did read that one, and it's good. It's a lot of recycled material, but it was good.
Okay. Do you
Obviously,
think
unfortunately, I think they should have just made it. It was more so built to be a play, but it would have been. I would have been able to see it if it was a movie, because it was, you know.
So you think
Broadway.
So like, having you read it, like, you know, do you think they could make it into a movie? Like, you read the, like, oh, I could see this as a movie, or?
Yeah, I think it could be. They probably would have to really. Might need some filler, possibly. I mean, I read it a long time ago, so.
Well, it's like you said, they'd probably have to do, like, you know, what they kind of did with these ones. Like, you know, you have a little bit of source material, and then you really got to take creative license, just expand upon it.
Yeah, but I do like, one of the other things I really am interested to see with this one is the lore with Dumbledore. Now, I've heard some things, and people are not very impressed with how he was portrayed in this second movie here, but we'll obviously get to see it for ourselves. But yeah, because obviously I read the books a long time ago. I was a child when I read them, but I know they're going to explore Dumbledore's sexuality a little bit in this movie, which is interesting, because
it could be, because I mean, that's the thing. Like, in the books, they don't really address it in the movies, but in the books, do they hint towards it at all, or is it?
From what I've heard, like I said, I do not remember at all, but from what I've heard, yeah, they do, and a lot of people were that's what their opinion was, or what they're perceived to think. But I think that's going to add a whole nother layer to his character.
Maybe
moving forward.
Yeah, maybe like they feel like, you know, because maybe it wasn't explored on as much in, you know, the Harry Potter movies, maybe this is their chance too. And
now that times have like are the way they are, and it's a lot more
receptive towards it, you know.
I think that it's, you know, it's interesting.
I think it could be very interesting. So we'll definitely see how it pans out. We're just about to pull in to get some food, but Dylan, I know it's weird not having Mike around, but you know what? I appreciate you doing this, as always.
Yep.
It's always a good time.
Yep.
I'll get my review up for this later this week, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment, like, subscribe. See you all next time. Peace, y'all.